Are you guys ready for this live stream today? Hey, welcome to being live. For those of you that do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bree, and I am a trademark and family law attorney in California. I also cover a little bit of business law as well, which is covered with the trademark law. So, anyways, let me know if you guys can hear me. I've been having some trouble with my mic lately. So, if you are watching live, go ahead and drop a one in the chat to let me know if you can hear me clearly. Okay, we have Harper Polo popped in saying hello to you as well. Welcome to the live stream. Today, we are going to be talking about a couple of different things. We normally cover trademark lawsuits or other celebrity lawsuits that are going on in the media today. And today we are, or in the media, not today, but today we are not going to necessarily be covering any particular lawsuit, but we are going to be talking about some scandals that have been happening with the Kardashian, including the fact that they are trying to trademark Dream Kardashian, who is Blac Chyna's child, who they are currently in a lawsuit with, trademarking her name, therefore technically being the owner of their name. We have Harper Polo saying, well, yes, you can hear me. Thank you for letting me know. And you dropped the one. Thank you for following directions for sure. And we have my father's son. Hello. He says, hey, Miss Bree, thank you for joining the stream. You're always here dropping some chat. So thank you for participating and thank you for watching. Okay. So, as I was saying, the Kardashians are trademarking Dream Kardashian's name. Again, Blac Chyna's child. Again, the person who is suing them for interfering with her ability to make money. When you trademark a name, you become the owner of that name and again would be interfering with Blac Chyna's ability to make money off of her child's name if she wanted to. They're actually trademarking the full Dream Kardashian. And so we're going to look at their records because there are a lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying that the Kardashians have trademarked this child's name. However, this application was filed way back in 2019. So people are probably just bringing this up to be messy. And we're going to talk about how they actually do not have the name trademarked, which is what a lot of the headlines are saying, that Dream's name is trademarked. It's trademarked by the Kardashians. But technically, it is not trademarked. So we'll get into that a little bit later. And then we're also going to be covering a little bit of a scandal with Kim Kardashian in that her young son found a advertisement for her infamous video, her adult tape on Roblox, which is an app or a video game that the young people play. So she is talking about suing them for even insinuating that there is another tape. And then we're also going to talk about how everyone thought Kanye West was crazy for saying that there is a second tape. If there's no second tape, as Kim Kardashian has said, why did she get so butthurt when Roblox said that there is potentially another tape that they are going to be putting out? And in addition to that, Ray J has come forward saying that he does have some more footage that is explicit of Kim Kardashian because he recorded several things. So is Kanye West really crazy, or do more videos exist of this lady? All right, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What are your opinions on us young people? A lot of young people are participating in what we call sex work, including OnlyFans and other type of modeling that includes you being nude. And how do you think that will affect them in their future? We're seeing it play out with Kim Kardashian live because she was young, 22 years old when her tape came out. And now that she's 40, she just wants to put the tape behind her and want people to know her for being an elaborate business owner. But at the same time, she did become famous for these videos. Do you think it is also going to affect other young people that are following in those footsteps? Is their OnlyFans going to come back to bite them? Is their bikini Instagram going to come back to bite them? I would love to know what you guys what you guys have to say. We have, when it comes to Kardashians, butthurt is definitely a legal term. Exactly. I tried to keep it kid friendly over here, but butthurt is what came to mind. So we're using it as our legal term over here when we're referring to the Kardashians, who have been in the news a lot lately, especially because they have this case going on. So before we jump into everything about the tape and the scandals and people trying to release additional tapes of Kim Kardashian when she was 22 years old and in a relationship with Ray J, we're going to start talking about the whole Kardashians trying to trademark Blac Chyna's child's name. For those of you who do not know the Kardashians, they are celebrities for whatever reason. Um, they are famous for being famous, basically socialites, and they have started new businesses, and now they are wanting to be known as business owners. But as I alluded to earlier, Kim Kardashian really got popular when this adult tape came out. And then her family got a TV show, which they were able to monetize and become even more famous again for being famous. Blac Chyna, on the other hand, had a child with the son of the family. The child's name is Dream Kardashian. And Blac Chyna is currently suing the Kardashians because she believes the Kardashians got her show, Rob and China, canceled on E! We talked about that last week. So if you are interested in more details on that, make sure to check out the live stream from last week. Now, a lot of headlines have been coming out saying that the Kardashians have trademarked Dream Kardashian's name, which is Blac Chyna's child, who is already suing them for preventing her from making money. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, if you guys were not here, having a trademark makes you the owner of that name. So if the Kardashians are able to get this trademark, they will be the owner of Dream Kardashian's name, and they will be able to make products and services under Dream Kardashian's name. Again, taking money out of China's mouth. So let's go ahead and take a look at the USPTO record, which is the federal database or the federal government agency that is in charge of giving out trademarks. And we're going to dispel some of the, oh, I forgot to add it to the stream. Some of the things that people are saying is that they already have the trademark. I think that part of it is because they are trying to stir up drama. Okay, there we go. That they are trying to stir up drama while this lawsuit is going on. So everyone's saying that the Kardashians have trademarked Dream Kardashian's name. They have applied for a trademark, and we're going to take a look at why I am saying that they have applied for this trademark. Let me know whether you think that the Kardashians, as Dream Kardashian's family member, should be able to register her name as a trademark. And what do you think that they could possibly be selling? A lot of people talk about the toys category that they filed in, but they actually filed, what is this, 5 different trademarks. And so this is just a search that I did, including the name Dream with the Kardashians as the owner. And so let's take a look at the first one. We have Dream Kardashian, and this is going to be for skincare products, and it is under a 1B application. And so this is why I said that they do not actually own the name. They put in an application to apply to own the name. And that's why you see that there's only these serial numbers and this international registration number. Apparently, they're going to try to sell in other countries, but you do not see a registration number. And so what that means is that the trademark has not actually registered. It is still in the application phase. As you can see right here, they applied back in February 9 or on February 19, 2019. So they have been in the application process for over 3 years at this point, and it is still under a 1B basis. Now, what does a 1B mean? It means that you are filing under an intent to use. In other words, you are not actually using it already. You intend to use it in the near future. So that is why they filed it under this category, is because they're not actually selling things under the name. In order to get the trademark, you have to prove prove that you are actually using the names, and the Kardashians could not prove that. So let's hop back over to the application and check out what's going on here. As you can see, we have the Kardashians Incorporated owning or applying to be the owner of the trademark. They have an attorney and they want to register it as on the principal registrar. So it will basically be on the main trademark registration. And I guess I can make it bigger over here. I like to make it big for you guys because I am pretty blind. So I want to make sure you guys can see everything as well. So the Kardashian Incorporated is applying for the trademark. Now, the question that I had when I first heard that the Kardashians are applying for a trademark for Dream Kardashian is, how are they going to get that permission? Because Dream Kardashian is a minor, and when you get a trademark for a name, you have to give the permission for that name to be used. And here it's obviously a name. It's Dream Kardashian, who is a celebrity child. We're using her name, so we need her permission to use her name. So we're going to get into how they were able to get away with that. Do you guys think that Kris Jenner gave the permission to use her name, or do you think the other Kardashians? Because this corporation, it would not be able to give the permission to use her name because it's a corporation. It's not a person, and it's not the parent of the child. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you think gave the permission to use Dream Kardashian name on the application? All right. So back to this thingy here. Come on, dude. All right. So we see that they have applied for skincare products, moisturizers, lotions, skincare creams, things that do with skincare, right? But that's not the only trademark that they have applied for. We have another Dream Kardashian, which is applied for in the apparel class, including bottoms as clothing, coach, dresses, footwear, and a bunch of other things, including bibs, gloves, sleepwear, one-piece garments for infants. And so it looked in costumes for children, dress up play. So it looks like they are aiming this towards kids, of course, probably because Dream is a kid. But it doesn't necessarily distinguish of whether they're going to also have an adult line for this. We know the Kardashians love to come out with businesses and try to sell us everything with their name on it. So why not profit off of Dream's name? Again, you see the same situation. It's still 1B, so intent to use. They're not actually using it. We have the serial number and no registration number, so it's not registered yet, and they filed back in February 2019, and the owner will be Kardashians Incorporated. So far we have cosmetics and we have apparel. I think that they would be able to create products to sell those things. The next one we have, again, Dream Kardashian, filed around the same time under the same status of 1B, only application number, and is not registered. And this is in the class for toys. So we have toy figures, dolls, accessories, doll accessories, drawing toys, infant toys, just a bunch of things that they can sell to kids with Dream's name on it. Again, that makes a lot of sense because Dream Kardashian is a kid. Are they going to be able to upkeep and sell this and probably use her as the face of this actual trademark when she gets older? It's questionable. They may expand into different things as she get older. But you will see that they also have registrations or applications for services. So they have it in class 35, which is for advertising services, promoting brands, goods, services of others, endorsement services, namely promoting the goods and services of others. So basically a promotion business. Again, same situation, is not registered yet, and it is under an intent to use. And the last thing that they have is here in one of the most not one of the most common classes, but a common class for entertainment people and education people. And they're registering it or trying to register it for entertainment in the nature of providing information by means of global computer network in fields of entertainment and pop culture, entertainment services, namely personal appearances by a celebrity. So they're trying to trademark her name so that they can do personal or appearances by Dream Kardashian, but I highly doubt that Blac Chyna is included in this. So who gave them the permission? And I think some of you have left some chats about who you think gave permission to use her name. So let's check it out. We have Holy Hand Grenades. Welcome to the stream. I haven't seen that name yet. So cheers to you. I see we got the beer and the emoji and the thumbs up. Thank you for joining the live stream. We have preemptive laying of the Kardashian flag down. Seems shameless and would think any jury would not be sympathetic no matter how narrow the legal issue. Are you referring to the lawsuit that they are currently in? As far as I know, last week we talked about the case that's going on with Blac Chyna and how the jury honestly did not want to be, or the jury prospects did not actually want to be on the jury because they did not like the Kardashians, or they were not big fans of them. There were some people that actually liked the Kardashians, so of course they couldn't be on the jury. But even people that do not like the Kardashians cannot be on the jury. I thought that it will be very hard for them to find anyone that absolutely does not know the Kardashians or absolutely have no opinion on the Kardashians. And it has to be a group of your peers. Oh, did I not pop that one up? Okay, it was from K Jam, so thank you for that. Can her father give permission? Her father can give permission, so we're gonna check that out in a moment. Someone says, definitely momager Chris. Otherwise, you would not get all of the sisters in for deposition. This case is actually not about the trademark. This case, the case that Blac Chyna has against the Kardashians, is about, she believes that the Kardashian interfered with her ability to keep on with the show Rob in China. So it's not about the trademark. This is something that I think the trademark is something that people are bringing up, I think, to be kind of messy, because these trademarks were filed back in 2019, and the headlines are saying that the Kardashians owned Dream's name, which is technically not true. As we just saw, none of these applications have registered. Therefore, they do not own the trademark. And someone told me what IMO meant, I think last week, and I already forgot. So we have sex tape, nude, sex work type of slander. In this case will likely be a wash or fall flat, because Blac Chyna was previously a sex worker quite proudly, and Kim's tape. So what? Kim's tape, what would be the point? They're not bringing up the tape in this particular lawsuit. Again, the lawsuit is about the Kardashians interfering with Chyna's bag. So basically talking to the E Network to not renew her show. It's not necessarily about the sex tape. As far as Blac Chyna goes, they are seeking to get Blac Chyna to make it so that Blac Chyna can testify again, because the Kardashians did bring up some of Blac Chyna's past as far as nudity. However, they're not bringing up the fact that she used to be a sex worker. Instead, they are bringing up the fact that the restraining order that was filed, which included her nude photos, personal nude photos to Rob Kardashian, not necessarily work that she has already put out in public. So this stuff should have nothing to do with the actual lawsuit. But however, it has come up, and the court has already stipulated that none of that stuff, none of the nude should be brought up in this particular lawsuit against the Kardashians. So Blac Chyna may have the opportunity to either be granted a mistrial or the opportunity to retestify and not have her nudes brought up, because her attorney is claiming that she thought the nudes wouldn't be brought up. And since it was brought up, it kind of distracted her and ruined her testimony. So, all right, in my opinion. Okay, I got to remember that for next time. In my opinion, in my opinion. All right. Sorry, I'm getting confused since both cases are in play at the same time and they are somewhat adjacent. Yes, it's a lot of overlap with the certain things that are going on in with the Kardashians and Blac Chyna. And I think that's why people brought up this trademark issue, is because they're trying to create more drama, but it's technically not a part of the case. And to my knowledge, I do not think there are any litigations or any lawsuits filed regarding Kim Kardashian threatening to sue Roblox over the potential tape. So I do not think that there's any lawsuits on that as well. It's a headline that people are bringing up. Probably trying to cause some distraction. All right. So we had people guess. Someone asked if the father can give permission. Someone asked, or someone thinks that Chris gave permission, and no one else gave their opinion of who they think actually gave the permission. So we're gonna pop back over to the record to figure out who actually gave the permission to allow Dream name to be used as a trademark. So, like I said earlier, in order to get a trademark for a name, you have to give consent for that name to be used. And that goes for your portrait, your name, your signature, and some other things. So what I'm going to do is click on the actual application and we are going to check it out. They have Dream Kardashian, and just assume that all of this is the same for each application. And we have who gave the permission, the consent form, and it is Robert Kardashian. So who said Harper Polo is the winner? Because Robert Kardashian is the person that gave permission to use Dream Kardashian's name as a trademark, as he is a parent of the minor and gives his consent to Dream Kardashian to use her name or nickname to the Kardashian Incorporated. So he gave permission to the corporation to use her name as a trademark, which is, he should be the person to give it. But do you guys think that it's fair that he's able to give this permission without Blac Chyna's permission as well? Do you think both parents should give permission? From my understanding, they do have split or joint custody, so he would have some legal right in deciding whether they can use her name or not. It would just depend on how much rights he has. Is it completely 50-50? Does he have final say, or does Blac Chyna have final say? So it's completely appropriate that Rob use it, or that Rob can give the permission. Kris Jenner would not be able to give the permission because she is just a grandma, so she does not have any legal right to make any legal decisions for Dream Kardashian. All right, so we have K-Jam, Bree with the receipts. You know, I had to look it up because everyone was saying they own the trademark. They do not own the trademark. And now we know that Rob is in cahoots with his family and getting Dream's name trademarked. All right, we have Harper Polo. Yes, you won. Guessing the father. I think it's fair because they're not married. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, they probably have legal or 50-50 legal and physical custody. Legal custody is just the right to make decisions for the child, which will give, if Rob has legal custody 50-50, then he would have the right to make this decision and consent to using her name as a trademark. But I don't know of their particular custody rights. I'm assuming it's 50-50. Otherwise, Blac Chyna will probably try to get this application pulled. And since she hasn't since 2019, 3 years ago, then he probably does have some right to use her name. Hello, saw you on Legal Bites today. New sub here. Hope you're having a great night. Soap and Clay. Well, thank you for following me over from Legal Bites. I don't talk much over there because there's a bunch of people there and I don't want to cut anyone off. So over on my channel, I do a lot of talking because it's just me. So thank you for following me over here. All right. So let's pop back over. There was one more thing that I wanted to talk about on the actual application. Oh, okay, let's pop back over to the screen so you guys can see what I see. And this stuff is just interesting to me. Like I said, I practice trademark law, so that's why I'm like super invested and know how to find who gave permission or whatever. So I just find it interesting. So as you can see here, there are a bunch of things that says ITU unit action, then extension approval, extension approval, extension approval. The reason why that is going on is because when you file an intent to use application, before that trademark can be registered, you have to show that you are actually using the trademark. So what this means is that the Kardashians have not shown that they are actually using the trademark. And the latest extension filed was on February 3rd of 2022. And usually they last 6 months. So what's 6 months from February? July 3rd, they will probably be responding again to another intent to use extension. Now, the issue with that is that you can only extend so many times. And they have already been doing so for about, let's see, what was the first extension, was 2020. They've been doing so for about 2 years now. So you generally can only do it for 3 years, so 6 extensions. So they are coming up on their last extensions coming up here soon. So if they're not able to show use probably by next year, July time, they are not going to get this trademark, and it is basically just going to die. In order to show that they're using it, they just need to start actually producing things under the name, do an appearance for Dream for the entertainment class, or start making the toys and put Dream's name on it. But as of now, I have not heard anything about anything Dream Kardashian coming out. I personally hope it fails, because if it is true that the Kardashians interfered with Blac Chyna's ability to make money with her TV show, they should at least leave her child's name for her to be able to profit off of. We know she probably, let's not say we know, no assumptions here, but she did get with Rob Kardashian and had a baby with him pretty quickly. So I don't think it's too far fetched to think that maybe, in my opinion, that she likely had the child for a celebrity status. So it would make sense for her to also make money off of her child's celebrity status. So that is all I have for the trademarks here. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys believe that the Kardashians own the trademark now, or are you with me and saying, hey, they don't own it yet? Let's see what happens next year. I say, let's see what happens next year. All right. So that was all that I have for the receipts. Someone says I come with the receipts, but those are all the receipts I have today. We're going to hop right into Kim Kardashian and her wanting to stop roadblocks from insinuating that they have a second adult tape of her. If you keep up with celebrity pop culture, the news, or actually watch the Keeping Up with Kardashian show, you know that Kim Kardashian was shocked to learn that her son Saint was on Roblox. I think it's a video game, a video game, something. He was on Roblox and he found something that said, like, buy Kim's new tape, and she was embarrassed. And then there were some other articles that came out and said that she just wants to leave her past behind her. And so my question for you guys would be, if you guys are super into pop culture or just into social media or have an opinion on this anyway, whether you support it or you don't support it, how do you think participating in these type of activities, including sex work or like OnlyFans or bikini Instagram models, how do you think those things will affect them in the future? Kim Kardashian is threatening to file a lawsuit, which she would be in every right to file the lawsuit if they did have another tape and they produced it. As we know, she already won a lawsuit back when this was first released, for invasion of privacy. And of course, she could probably sue for the same thing if the Roblox actually did have a tape. It came out that they didn't have a tape. But I did also see another headline of Ray J saying that he does have more video fun time with Kim Kardashian from their relationship. And whether you think that she should be so offended by it, because to me, this really, in my opinion, jump started her career. So to me, it shouldn't be a shock that this is still coming up 20 years later. I don't participate in that type of content, so I wouldn't know how I would personally feel about it. I definitely understand wanting to move on from it and to grow from it. And okay, I've changed my life around, so not focus on that. But I feel like you should always know in the back of your mind, if you recorded things like that, then there's always a possibility that one, new footage can come out, or two, people are going to continue to know you for producing that kind of content. All right. So we have some comments here, and we have, that's interesting. Does that mean Kardashians could have tried to stop China from getting the trademark? If Robert Kardashian, yes, if he would have said he doesn't give permission, and also he would have to prove that he's the father. He's saying that he's the father, but of course they're not going to ask for any proof. But if Blac Chyna can come with a birth certificate without Rob Kardashian's name or on it, or a court order and say like, hey, he doesn't have the full legal right to give permission to use this name, then she can do that. If they have 50-50, then she should have to she will have the ability to say, hey, no, you cannot use this name as a trademark. But if for some reason Robert has sole legal custody or Blac Chyna has sole legal custody, if Blac Chyna has the sole legal custody, she can definitely come and say, no, you can't use her name. You don't have permission. All right. Process question. So instead of Rob Kardashian trademarking, or let me read that again. So instead of Rob K trademarking using his name outside of the application, but trademarking as Kardashian Business Enterprise is why this is headline grabbing. I think that the reason why it's headline grabbing is because Blac Chyna is currently suing the Kardashians, including 3 of the sisters and then the mom, suing them for interfering with her right to make money under the Rob and Kardashian show. Trademarking her child's name would also be kind of a slap in the face because Blac Chyna probably would like to put together appearances for Dream Kardashian as well, but now she can't because the Kardashians are potentially going to own the trademark. So the answer to that is yes and no, because the Kardashian Incorporation is, I'm going to assume, owned by the Kardashians. So yes, them owning Dream Kardashian's name, who is the child of someone that is suing them, I think that is why it is headline grabbing. And we have Roblox, like the game for children. Yes, they had like a little advertisement on Roblox, the game for children, but that game has also had some other scandals that people think is that Roblox is not a really good game for children. So yes, it is that game that they're talking about. Her, what is Saint, like 5-6 years old? That child found the advertisement and was basically like, hey, look, mommy, was it staged or not? Maybe. It was on the TV show. All right. OJ and Ray J absolutely is why we know about Kim and the Kardashians has a business empire. Yes, exactly. So I understand like wanting to move on from it and not have it be the center of your life. However, it's not that shocking that it is still coming up 20 years later. The internet is forever. Back then, was that available on the internet back then, or was it just like a DVD or a VHS tape? Because I think I read that it came out in 2002, so I'm sure you could get a hard copy. And even with that hard copy, even if it wasn't available online, people can still record it and put it online. So I do not think that it is super what do you call it, unreasonable to think that this will still be coming up 20 years later. And I think it's a very important part to think about because I see a lot of content coming out about people making fast money doing OnlyFans. And if that's what you want to do, that is completely fine. But you also have to think about the consequences years down the line when maybe you're not on OnlyFans anymore and you want to be a regular person. Same thing for influencers. Maybe you got famous for, I've seen a couple of things coming out of YouTubers back in 2000, early 2000s, and they were doing racist content. You have to be aware that that stuff can still pop up. So completely erasing that from her past, I do not think is very reasonable, especially because there was like actual digital proof of it, and people have the ability to either record it or do something else with it. So I do not think that it's reasonable for her to think that that's just going to disappear. So let me know what you guys think on that matter. And so, as I am waiting for any comments on that to come up, I want to talk about how everyone told or said Kanye West was crazy for saying that there was additional tapes. If you remember, I think back in January or February, Kanye West said that he personally went and got the hard drives from Ray J with the additional footage on it. He called it the second sex tape. Kim Kardashian later came out and said there was nothing sexual on the tape and that it was just, them going to restaurants or something of that nature. But I recently saw an article that came out like 2 days ago that said Ray J says that there is more footage. So do you guys think that Kim Kardashian only had that one video, or do you think it's a possibility that there are still more videos out there that can potentially be released? I think it will be kind of messed up to be released now, 20 years later. And I also think that the quality would not be that good 20 years later. All right. Yes, especially if the social credit is somehow tied to real life. Um, yes, as in she should expect for it to still be tied to her, or yes, as in we think it should disappear because she has progressed in life, which is what she wants us to believe. And I know some of you on my last stream, I don't know if you guys are here live today, but someone told me that they used Kim Kardashian's baby bar as the example for the people that took the baby bar. I could not find any information on that. So if that was any of you last week that said Kim Kardashian um baby bar was so good that they decided to use her essay as an example, please send me the link to the article. I did look for it to see if it existed, but so far I have not been able to find it. I saw some articles saying that she passed the baby bar and how she was studying in her bikini. But I also noticed that there was no writing on the books that she was studying in. And maybe I'm just a little different of a studier, but there should have been a lot of marks in that book. And from my experience and from other law student experience that I've seen, you would need to write something in the book in order to really be actively studying. So, do I believe she is taking the bar and being a lawyer? I do not, but I think it's just very interesting that people said her essay was used for an example. So I would love to see it if you guys have it, the link to the article. And we have Harvard Polo. In general, for non-famous people, I agree it is dangerous to participate in. Oh, yeah. I think I think it will become more relevant now because, of course, there has been other industries to where, Pornhub or whatever, and maybe those people didn't receive as much as a backlash because they stayed in those performance-based careers, or maybe they moved on and they were afraid to get new jobs because maybe it'll pop up on their tax returns or something of that nature. And I feel like it hasn't been really highlighted that much in those type of industries. But with someone like Kim Kardashian, whose career kind of snowballed from her tape, to think that somehow it's just going to disappear, and she's what, 40 million followers or however many followers, or probably 100 something million, right, followers on Instagram, and expect it just to disappear just because she changed her life around. We would have to give the same grace to like felons and people like that when they have to mark whether they had a felony in the last 2 years. It's not just going to disappear for regular people, and it's definitely not just going to disappear for famous people who basically built their career off of the fact that they got famous off of this relationship with Ray J and this tape with Ray J. I wouldn't be surprised if there is more to the video. I don't know if there's more. I wouldn't see why Kanye West will be saying that there's more and why Ray J is potentially saying that there's more if there's not more. Roblox, on the other hand, should they be sued for insinuating that there is another tape? I would say no, because Kanye West has said that there's more and Ray J has said that there's more. So, in a reasonable person's mind, they could believe that there is more. Them saying that they actually had the tape, probably, I don't think that would be too much liability there. And then they came out and said they actually don't have any additional footage. So I don't think it's necessary to sue them. Her, with the emotions and being tied to it, she may think that it's necessary to sue them. But in my opinion, I don't really think she has much to sue them for. Is it embarrassing for her kids to see that? Absolutely. But when you put it out there and you decided to have children, at some point you knew it was going to come out. Once you got pregnant, you should have known that it will eventually come up. I know they are very good at hiding things from the internet, but everything cannot be completely removed from the internet. It's always going to be a trace of it. It's always going to be someone that's going to tell their children about it. It's always going to be someone that posts online or on a video game or whatever. So I think it's unreasonable that she thinks she's just going to, put her past behind her and then for it to never come up. She'll probably still be hearing about it when she's 60, 70, 80 years old. So, yeah, that is all I have on my coverage today. So I'm just checking to see if you guys have any questions about anything that we covered. I didn't have any lawsuits pop up this week, probably because a lot of the stuff is Johnny Depp in Amber Heard's trial. And there's a lot of lawyers on the internet covering it, such as Legal Bites, which, oops, sorry guys, from Legal Bites, which some of you have come over from because I have appeared over there. We have Emily D. Baker also covering the trial, and then we have Rakeda Law also covering the trial. Someone has told me that Law Talk with Mike is covering it as well, but I haven't popped over to his channel to kind of check out what he's been doing. So if you guys are interested in the defamation trial that's going on with Johnny Depp, I would definitely recommend to check out one of those pages or one of those channels to see what's going on. I think it's been very interesting, but at the same time, very boring, depending on what you're doing in your daily life. If you're able to sit through that much testimony, especially with some of the deposition testimonies, those have been a little hard to get through. I have been listening to it on the back, like in the background, but not necessarily keeping up with it like those folks, Rakeda Law, Emily D. Baker, and Legal Bites have been doing. I don't know how much of it Law Talk with Mike is covering, just because I haven't checked out his channel in the last few weeks. Okay. Grace is such a critical point. I know in UK there is a right to be forgotten protection for the US celebs. The wealth can be cudgel to squash, enhance the reality they want to at any time. Wow, that is a very interesting law. I will wonder how do they enforce that? Does the government actually remove it from the internet, or like basically if the time has passed? I'll probably have to look into this. KJam, if you can't comment in the comment section about how this works, do they just say, okay, you can't talk about this particular celebrity scandal anymore, or you're going to be fined $100,000, or is it criminal? Is it civil or is it criminal to forget them? All right, I'm more interested in Megan and Tory case. I'm curious on the conclusion. I have seen headlines for them, but I really have not checked into it just because I think there's a lot that can go into it, and it's a lot of allegations of saying someone's lying, which is very similar to the Johnny Depp trial, which they're saying somebody's lying here. But I believe Megan Thee Stallion is a criminal case, if I'm not correct. But honestly, I can't comment on that too much just because I haven't been keeping up with it and I haven't been looking into it. People tell me stuff here and there, but I have not personally gone and researched on the case. So I might take a look at it and come back on Thursday and give you my opinion on it off of what I can find. But as far as being able to give any commentary on it today, I cannot, just because I do not know enough of the facts. And so, yeah, I think it's a criminal case though, not a civil case. There has been a lot of celebrity things going down, of like accusations of assault, physical sexual assault, and then also battery. And so those ones I tend to try to stay away from, gunshots and things like that. But since there is interest in the case, I will go and look into it. And maybe we can talk about that for Thursday, because my boyfriend did tell me to cover that case. And I was like, I don't really feel like looking into it. So that's why I didn't cover it today. But since there's some interest in it, I will probably bring it up on Thursday and see what's going on in that case. All right. So like I said, I didn't have a lot of receipts today, so it's going to be a short stream, and we're going to go ahead and cut it off at this point. Remember, everything in this live stream is meant to be commentary. It's not legal advice, and it's not fact until it's proven fact in the court of law. So that is all for the live stream today. Thank you, all of you that have joined me live, and I hope to see you guys on Thursday.